watched that story. He might have been expecting tonight to go up against Romelu Lukaku. If people are just joining us, Romelu starts on the bench for this evening's game. We want to talk about what's going on here. Why do you think we're seeing a player who's so different to a few months ago?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I think it's obviously the system. You know, Lukaku's coming off a league-winning season at Inter Milan, playing in a two-front, and he's been very vocal about that. He's been very vocal about playing with a striker. Tuchel has not adjusted that enough. We've seen it a few times this season, but Tuchel is stuck with the 3-4-3 that won him the Champions League. And it's a question of, does Lukaku fit into that, or does Tuchel adapt it for Lukaku? And I think that's what's going on here. It's a bit of a standoff. Obviously, the interview that Lukaku did, and yes, he's apologised, but maybe there's players in the dressing room who are saying, listen, we won the Champions League without you last year. You've got to fit into what we do. I'm seeing a lot of players that can play into Lukaku, can play his movement, and are choosing not to. So there's something going on.
It's interesting. Does that hang over? Like, if a player does something like that, does it linger in the dressing room and on the pitch?
Well, it can do. It can do. You know, I think it was ill-advised. He's come out. I think Tuchel handled it brilliantly. He got put to bed. But I think with Romelu, I think it's all between his ears. You know, he's in a situation he's in. He can't concentrate or hanker about back in Italy. You know, that was a great period. But he's got a chance here to be Chelsea's number 9. He's got a chance to walk in the shoes of Didier Drogba, his hero, and Diego Costa, the great number 9s that we've seen at this club. You know, I just think he needs to just put it all to bed, leave the noise, and just concentrate on his game, because he is capable of doing it. We've seen him score all types of goals. He is the complete striker when he's right.
I think, listen, when you buy a striker like that, you know what you're getting. You're buying him because you're going to put him into the system and he's going to be able to play in that system. I think we look at these clips here. We've got various clips of Lukaku here. This is against Palace at the weekend. And you're asking him, are you getting in the right positions? Here, I think he's in a decent position. The ball comes into here. You're asking the ball to get crossed across. Put the ball across the pitch. If you're playing it for Man City or Liverpool these days, that ball gets smashed across that box immediately.
Yeah, Reeve, see that position there? So I've been in that position when you're a wide man, and when you know, I think Romelu's 2 yards behind where he needed to be there. You need to look up and play that if you have Havertz and know that he's got the opportunity to get in front of him. You know, so we're talking about, it's like the chicken and the egg. Is it the service? Is it the runs? It's a little bit of both. You can't leave it all at Romelu's door, you know, but you can't also, he can't be standing there going to his teammates, you lot are not doing enough for me. You know, if it needs to be addressed. Like, there's situations like this one, Ree, where it goes down again, bang.
Cross the ball, eh?
Yeah. Put it in the box.
Cross the ball. Eni, you're a striker.
Yeah, just put it in the box. I mean, you look at the beginning of the season, Lukaku only needed an inch. Why? Because the cross is coming in. Whether it's Reece James, whether it's Ben Chilwell, they're crosses of the ball.
And I think that's a good point, Ellie, that you just make there. I think once Ben Chilwell and Reece James got injured, I think he's almost stopped making those runs because he knows the ball is not coming in as early with as much quality as he once was.
Do you know what they say though about strikers? You know, even if the ball's not, you got to be there, and then you can look at yourself. I think it's the ball's not coming in, but he's also not in the right position. I think it's a bit of both, and this is the one for me, because see this situation where Ziyech has got the ball. You know, we've seen Ziyech 20, 30 times this season just drop the ball into that area. As the ball's going out to Ziyech, he should be backing off and trampling on his own players to get in that position. And look where the ball ends up, Ree. Because for me, we've seen him score against Zenit with this exact type goal. He needs to get that in his head where he just thinks, right, things are not working well for me. I'm just going to make sure I'm in the right position every single time. And if the ball don't come, I'll do it again and I'll do it again, and it will eventually get there.
I think where we've seen Romelu do really well in his career, he's been at West Brom, Everton, scored a hatful of goals, Inter Milan the same. Them 3 teams, invariably he was running onto things, played in behind a lot of the time, balls put in the box, bullying defenders. He hasn't quite had that and found that here at Chelsea, and until that happens, I feel that we could be in a situation the way it is now, because he's obviously lacking a bit of confidence naturally after this, but sometimes you've got to play to £100 million players' strengths as well and adapt.